Gracie was our not planned, not ready for, not prepared for surprise honeymoon baby. But the second she was born, she won everybody over. She came out with a head full of hair, who all the nurses at the hospital were oohing and eyeing over and wanting to play with her hair and put bows in it. And she was just this cute little thing that everyone fought over. She was the first, and so anytime we were at Grandma and Grandpa's house, everybody fought over who was going to hold Gracie.
She's very, I almost want to say fiercely loyal, like fierce in a lot of things. Like she's a really fierce friend. She was always doing things for her friends, you know, like little things, taking them something, taking them a little, like a gift basket.
Gracie has always been very mature for her age. People have always thought she was older than she was. She always acted older than she was. She's always wanted to do things. She couldn't wait to get older. She couldn't wait till she could drive. She couldn't wait until she got her first job. And
she's always been super intelligent. I know she was almost put into like a special program at school. I think we've joked about it, how she had, I don't think school was sometimes not her favorite because I think she got bored sometimes. So extremely intelligent. She still is, unless it comes to her MacBook, which I always have to help her use.
There are so many things that I love about Gracie. From the moment she met our family, she was friendly to everyone. And you can't not love her. She just cares about what you care about. She'll find out about you. She leaves you notes. It's just so genuine, and I love that.
I love that Gracie, from day one, would join into the family gatherings and helped out with all the grandkids, from holding and taking care of the babies to having fun and being a friend to the older grandkids. Most people, when they look at Kolby, they think of a three-letter word, B-I-G.
And I describe Kolby, probably like everybody else, the word that you think of is big, but no one knows that more than me because I carried him for many months and could not breathe, couldn't touch my toes, and then I went through labor and delivery. And so I can assure you that he is big, but he's so much more than that. When I think of him, Kolby is a gift. He'll give you a hug no matter who's around. He's always been like that. He's friendly. He gets along with anyone, and he's accepting of everyone.
Kolby has a contagious sense of humor. He loves to laugh. With his big blue eyes and smile, he could talk forever about being a Viking. He has loved to draw from young ages, whether it was the Princess Leia or a sword-swinging slayer.
something I love about Kolby is he reminds me of Ben, which is probably why Gracie loves Kolby. He's easy to get along with, he's funny, he's friendly, he's kind. Him and Gracie together just makes sense. They balance each other out. They're so sweet watching them together. One of the first things that I noticed was the way that he looks at Gracie, the way he talks about Gracie, and then for Gracie, just the way she lights up when he's around. So from the start, they've just made perfect sense and they make a great couple, and we're just so excited for both of them.
I think anyone that has been around them know how great they've been together since like day one. You know, like the best first date ever, where they talked for a long time and then kind of knew they wanted to be together.
The thing that you want for your kids more than anything is that they find someone who makes them better. And Gracie, with no doubt, makes Kolby better. And I just love their partnership. I love how much they enjoy to be together, how much they love and take care of one another. And I have no doubt how wonderful their future is going to be.
One thing's for sure, Kolby and Gracie are better with each other. I also feel it's major importance that they've put the Lord first in their lives. There's one thought in the book of Mark that says, "What therefore God hath joined together, let no man put asunder." So excited for these two and looking forward to the bright future they have together.
Baby, I love doing life with you. You're everything I want to wake up to. Give you all of my heart, the moon and the stars, till my time here on earth is through. 'Cause I just love, baby, I love doing life with you.
I always joke that we need to make up a lie about how we met because we met online, but
my oldest sister, she started running my dating profile for me. So she ended up matching me with Gracie, which I'm very grateful for.
I don't remember anything about what we talked about when we first matched. It was on mutual. We just were like, hey, you seem pretty cool. Let's go out first in order to get to know each other. I would find out later that he was really done with dating at this point before we met, but I knew I was really done with dating. And I had actually gone on a date the night before on Tuesday, and it wasn't like the most horrible experience of my life, but it also wasn't great. And so I was like, I don't want another repeat of that. And I just really didn't want to go on the date, and I almost canceled, but instead I asked if he could meet like an hour early.
I think this is hilarious. I thought that she was just excited for the date and she wanted to see me sooner, which is funny because the actual reality of what happened was she just wanted it to get over with.
I waited until he texted me that he was there in order for me to let him know I was there. And so I sat in my car, and I was parked pretty close to the door, and I watched him walk in first. And I remember I looked out my window and I was like, oh, that must be him. I was like, oh, that must be him. And I was suddenly very interested in this date. I thought he was very cute right from the start.
But we just couldn't stop talking. Like, even the people in the JCWs we were hanging out in ended up kicking us out, and we ended up hanging out in my car in the parking lot because we just wanted to talk more.
There was no awkward moments. Everything just flowed, and he was just the most interesting person I had ever met. I had always felt like on first dates especially, I was the one doing all the talking. But for the first time, I was getting asked questions, and I was getting to listen to everything about him and his life, and we were both just so open and honest with each other from the start, and I think that's part of the reason why we were able to move so fast.
I mean, first off, she's the tallest girl I've ever dated. Which is awesome. And I'm happy I'm a little taller than her. Works out really good. We look really good together. At least I think so. But she kind of had this presence about her. Like, she was confident, she was put together. And I don't know, she had a clear goal of what she wanted to do in life. And I was very attracted to that. I thought that was awesome.
Everyone knows he's such a big guy, and he's very strong, but he just moves in a lot of gentle ways, emotionally and spiritually. And
after talking to her just for a little bit, I knew I wanted to go out on a second date with her. Our first date, we planned like 5 dates out into the future on our first date. Just things we wanted to do together. After talking to my family, my closest family and friends, they saw a clear change in me and a clear difference than other dating experiences I had had. And they knew there was something special about this one. There wasn't a day afterwards we didn't have at least a phone call or we didn't say goodnight to each other.
He met my parents, and my mom texted me after we drove away, and she said, you're gonna marry him. And she said, moms just know, and I know you're gonna marry him. And the next day was our third date, and we were official then. And then it was like less than 3 weeks later, we were talking about getting married, which was absolutely crazy, and it sounds crazy, but it didn't feel crazy.
I promise I'm yours, always and forever, through the good and the bad, for worse or for better. I wanna be with you for the rest of my days. I promise I love you forever and ever and always.
Hey, I'm just out here mowing the lawnmower's over there. Just thought I'd break for a second. But Gracie did say I loved you first. She did. And the funny thing is, it really took me on by surprise. Basically, she just told me, we were talking about marriage. I actually had initiated a conversation about marriage, kind of saying, but not really wanting to say, because we haven't had like the whole I love you conversation. And then she looked over at me and told me she loved me. And I remember just being like shocked, like, what? And she makes fun of me for it, because I was over here telling her that I was thinking that I wanted to marry her. And then she drops I love you, and then I'm surprised. It's a funny thing to think about, but to me, I view it as a very special moment. And of course, I respond with I love you too. That whole day, actually, I have been thinking about and talking to myself about, do I love her? I think I do, you know? And when she said that, I instantly knew, like, yeah, I love her. I want to be with her. And it was probably one of my favorite experiences.
I'm at work right now, walking the baby. Something that Kolby always says to make me laugh. If anyone has ever seen the movie Enchanted, there is a squirrel who is trying to communicate and like tell a story, and he can kind of talk but not really, and he's trying to mimic like the evil queen giving the poison apple. And so he goes and he like pretends to offer it. He's like, "It's good." And Kolby and I love quoting that. And Kolby will quote it to me, like if he offers me some of his drink, and if I'm like, "No, I'm okay," he'll be like, "But it's good." And it makes me like uncontrollably laugh every single time he does it.
One little thing that Gracie does that I admire a whole lot, that means the most to me, is no matter what I'm talking about and no matter what like niche interest I'm sharing with her, she makes me feel like it's the most important thing to her right then. She is a fantastic listener, and she always makes me feel heard. She never makes fun of me for liking something, and she's 100% with me on all that stuff. We just have the most fun conversations because with her I can really share anything.
One thing that I love the most about Kolby is how he responds to every situation, whether that be in kind of a funny, silly, jokey way. Like for example, I talk a lot and I talk really fast most of the time, and I'll forget what I was planning on saying as I'm saying it. And so I do it a lot where I'll be like, what was I gonna say? Or like, I forgot what I was gonna say or whatever. And every time without fail, he says probably something really smart. And I don't think he knows that that actually means a lot to me. It's just like this silly little one-liner thing that he has, but it really helps me to know like, oh, he cares enough to compliment me in a way and care about what I'm saying.
Something Gracie does that always makes me laugh is, I can't do it, but it's something, like, your parents know what this is, the turtle face. It's like, I can't do it, but like she like tightens her lips and looks at me in a certain way, and it always makes me laugh.
I'm gonna try not to get emotional. There are so many things about myself that I didn't necessarily think were completely unlovable, but that I thought, oh, someone's gonna have a hard time dealing with this, or parts of myself that I were like, oh, that's really nerdy, or that's kind of weird, or awkward, or whatever. And I don't know, like who's gonna love that much? But he tells me every day how in love he is with all of me, the good and the bad and the awkward, and he turns out he's a little bit of a nerd too, and so we work really well together. And so I would say overall I've learned a lot I thought I had a lot of self-love before, but I have gained even more by loving him.
So when I think about like my life moving forward, now that I'm marrying Gracie, I think about the main thing I'm most excited about is that I get to be with my best friend for the rest of my life, all the time, right? Because Gracie, I don't know, like when I'm with her, everything is just more joyful and bright. Like I'm just always having a good time when she's around, because she's the funniest person and she's the sweetest person, and she gets all my jokes and she laughs at all my jokes, even though I know they're not funny, but she thinks they're hilarious.
The thing I'm most excited for about marriage, and specifically getting married to Kolby, is to be able to finally execute all of these plans that we've made together. And I just cannot wait to get started on life with him. And I feel so lucky to have found him, because he supports me in everything that I do, and the things that I choose. And I have never once felt like I became a different person when I met him. I'm still me. I'm me in a lot of better ways, I feel like, but he has never made me feel like I should be anything but myself. And I only ever want him to be himself. And I've truly found soulmate is such a cheesy word, but I don't know anything else to describe it, because no one else could have been better for me. And I am so happy and so excited to be able to start life with him.
Often when I talk to her, I tell her that when she came to my life, it turned from black and white to being in color, because it just was so much more like fun and so much more like a life, I guess. I know, more like fun to live when she is there with me. I don't know, it's just like, it's when I met her, I just couldn't get enough of it. And for that reason, I'm just so excited to be beginning this new life with her, because it's going to be way better than it ever could be without her.
Wise men